So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys how we turned this art/creative studio into a Tokyo-inspired vinyl bar. So I want to try to use this analogy to help further explain sort of my philosophy and how we're going about building community and building our brand here in New York City. I like to think of Create More, or for your sake, it could be your clothing brand, it could be a production company, it could be a music label, whatever you're building. I like to think of that as a small pot of water. And as we all know, it doesn't take super long to boil a small pot of water. But the bigger it gets, the bigger the goal gets, the longer it takes. If I look 5-10 years ahead and look at all these goals and look at other studios and look at what other people have done in the past, I get super overwhelmed. But when I focus on what we have going right now, which for us would be a small pot of water that we're boiling, AKA this event that we're putting on, or also the show that we're writing, it helps me stay present and it helps me understand that there are steps in this. For me, when I think about getting people to come to our screenings, getting people to buy merch, getting people to really support what we're doing, I try not to think about it in the masses and think about what is our actual target demographic of people that would watch what we create. For the sake of creating this event, we went in with the intention of inviting people that we know we would also invite to our premiere later this year or early next year. People will make choices on what they want to do based off of the feeling that they leave with, and that is what we are ultimately responsible for creating, whether it's through events, films, products, whatever we're making. I know that's our way of staying present, and that's our way of creating the moment and focusing on what we can control. For this whole operation to make sense and to give you guys a better understanding of why we did this in the first place, I want to take you back to December 2025. Christian and I were on a trip in Tokyo, and we're going to a lot of these record bars, and we're super inspired by a lot of them, and it was just naturally we would find ourselves at these places. One of them that stuck out was this place where the second that you get into the bar, you're given a token, and that token is worth one record. So you dig through all the crates, you find the song you want, and then you go up to the DJ and you tell them the song you want. And it's such a simple concept, but I love the selection of music that they had. I thought it was such a cool way to interact with people and interact with the music there, and we thought it would be such a cool thing to do in New York and bring it back and spread that experience amongst our community here at Create More. So I sent a text to everyone in Create More that has helped with, all the past events, and I just was like, we should do this thing.
I think we can get back to that.
We are completely redoing the space and trying to make it feel like you're in a intimate Japanese vinyl bar, which I think we're about 60% there, but everyone's doing a good job of basically like dividing each space. We got TVs up here, speaker wall, which was a mission to get in. Really, it's just trying to provide a fun experience for homies, people in our creative network that rock with what we're doing.
It's honestly been a long day, but I think the more we go, it's just kind of figuring itself out. We're really excited to see how it comes together. Everyone has all these crazy ideas for lighting and for what they want to have in the space. So I think by the end of it, it'll end up looking really cool and really fun.
It's probably gonna be the most fun we have in an event. There's no stakes. It's just gonna be a great time, and it's good community and good music. So it's kind of the perfect recipe for a really great event. I'm very excited to see everybody.
I think this will give the studio some pretty good momentum going into the summer and fall. I think that the best part about creative networking is the sort of energy that you can feed off of with other people who are also doing cool stuff, and you can talk about your ideas and get excited about things. And so I think this whole event will be a perfect idea to do exactly that, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
One of the biggest things that I wanted to touch on for this video is a little bit of why you do these types of things. Obviously, yes, great environment, food, drinks, great music. It's cool to get people together that are in the creative industry or not in the creative industry. As we move forward, I think a little bit more logistically about these things. And as much as it is fun to throw events, it's also expensive and logistically difficult to match everyone's schedule. But I still want to have some buzz in the streets, or at least try to have some buzz in the streets to showcase what we're doing and get people involved in that. Because I think that holds just as much weight as getting 100, 200,000 views on Instagram. And I think it's important to tap into that, because I'm thinking about when you are trying to sell tickets or when you're trying to cast people for a film, like when you have those relationships in real life versus just consistently banking on social media to be your community, things can get a little bit more difficult. And New York is super, super competitive in that realm. As Create More grows, how we show up in our films and how we show up in our docs and everything we put out is the same identity that we have in person. When we meet you, or when we throw events, when we do screenings, like everything should feel cohesive. And I think putting the same attention and effort into the things you put out digitally online into these real life events is so important. Doing things as you get older feels so much more difficult. The list of things seems to always grow and you're never doing enough. At least that's how I feel. It's easy to push these things to the side that don't necessarily have the craziest return on investment right away, but then you do it and you get to sit in that moment and realize, this is why I moved here. This is exactly what we should be doing. This is such a special thing, even if it's just for 50, 60, 70 people, to be all under the same roof in one moment together.
I was just talking to this guy actually like 2 minutes ago, and we were talking about how there's no other place in the world where you can get together this many creatives on a Saturday night on a whim and just make it happen. Like, that's why New York City is special. That's why Create More is special. It just gives you a chance to be in front of so many different, interesting and unique people that you would never, ever, ever, like, I'm from Portland. I love Portland. I was in San Diego for 8 years. I love San Diego. It would be so hard to put together like a night like this in those cities. So I love New York. I love Create More. I love being here, surrounded by this community. It's so amazing.
As much as this video is, yes, about throwing an event with friends, getting people together, re-announcing our TV show that we're slowly starting to build out, this is a video about doing it. And the essence of Create More is putting yourself in that position where there's a huge chance that you fail and then it's not good or it's not up to standard, but at least you learn through that process. That's the ethos and that's the philosophy that I've held on to my entire career. So it's not going to stop anytime soon. And every time I do something like this, it gets me out of my comfort zone, which is great. Because anytime you do something in real life, it's always more difficult, in my opinion, than doing it online, because you come face to face with people, which at the end of the day, we're trying to make films and movies and documentaries for people. So it's important to speak to those people and connect with those people, not just online, but also in person. That's how I want to build community, through our studio and through our stories. So even if it's once a year and it's not the biggest thing ever, it's always worth doing it. It's always worth the money and going the extra mile.